better for the conditions. They'll probably take some more bite out as it gets cooler.
Big pack of traffic there, and Trickle shoots up the racetrack. Might have got rooted out of the groove there.
Wow.
Took a big jump up the racetrack.
It's a real abrupt movement. Looked like he either got tagged a little bit or something broke loose on the car.
He's a lap down, but holding tough in 11th place.
Morgan Shepherd trying to work his way back to the front.
Waltrip the leader. He's led 29 of the 328 laps so far. 7 cars showing up on the lead lap right now. Competitive race. 9 drivers have traded the lead back and forth 14 times. Average speed well off the record, and nearly a record number of caution laps. Battle for second right here. Harry Gant has been caught by Ernie Irvan.
Harry's decided he thinks there's somebody behind him. He'll stick on that inside lane. He's starting to protect the inside a little bit more than he did earlier.
They're running behind Mike Waltrip, who is 2 laps down in 15th place. Ken Schrader's car is back behind the wall. Working on the right side, trying to get it straightened up for Schrader. There's that battle for second place. They are trailing Mike Waltrip, as we mentioned, 2 laps back. This is for second spot. Now they're coming up on Michael pretty strong out of turn 4 here. Dave Marcus back in the pits. Now Waltrip is battling Sterling Marlin for 14th place. They're each 2 down. There's Marlin's blue Maxwell House car just ahead.
It looks like Irvin's car is a little bit quicker than Darrell's. Darrell's leading the race, but Irvin's having to work a lot of this traffic to get there.
And let's change everything all around because the sun's back out full again, at least for a moment here.
And, you know, don't be misled. It changes that much, Mike. When it comes out, you feel it in the car.
6th place, Jimmy Hensley. Only run a couple of races with the Cale Yarborough team, but here at Dover, they have really clicked. They've been on the lead lap most all day, and they are right now. He's never run this track before, but boy, is he running.
Well, one of the pleasant surprises in today's race has been the performance of Jimmy Hensley. Jimmy moved up into the Cale Yarborough car about 4 to 6 weeks ago. They have steadily improved every week. One of the reasons for that is this man, Bob Johnson, the crew chief. Bob, you've got to be pleased with the way that Jimmy's handling the car today.
Oh, we're really happy. He's done a good job since he's been with us, and we're just tickled where we are. And just use his head. He runs consistent all day, and we just see what happens before he ends over here.
Well, that consistency seems to be the thing that was lacking in Cale Yarborough Motorsports' effort. Now it looks like you got a driver that's got some savvy out there that you can work with.
We got consistency rolling here the last 3 or 4 races. We'll see if we can't keep it going that direction.
They're doing a mighty good job today, guys.
Bob Johnson has been crew chief for Ron Bouchard, for Harry Gant, for a number of top teams, and he's made contenders out of just about every driver he's had, and he and Jimmy Hensley are a great combination today. You saw Kyle Petty's car. Looks like he ought to be headed for Thompson, Connecticut, and run with the modifieds, but he is back out there, 214 laps down, but the day is yet young. Kyle's piling up points.
It's unbelievable. They're able to fix it.
164 laps to go here at Dover Downs. There's the front 5. 7 cars are on the lead lap.
This season, Bill Elliott's doing something he's never done before. He's driving the 670 horsepower Budweiser Thunderbird. But only after Junior says it's okay.
Last year, Davey Allison added something new to his car. It wasn't wider tires or a slicker shape. It was the same Haviland Formula 3 motor oil you can buy, straight off the shelf, to add more life to your car with complete protection against heat stress, starting friction, and engine dirt. Now, we're not saying it was Haviland Formula 3 that gave Davey the energy to lead more major NASCAR races than anyone last year and win this year's Daytona 500. But we're not saying it wasn't.
All of these championship-winning drivers have one thing in common: Goodyear Racing Eagles. The race-winning technology that's found in the Goodyear Racing Eagles can also be found in the world's best-selling line of high-performance street tires, Goodyear Eagle Street Radials. The champions know, and it's why we say the best tires in the world have Goodyear written all over them.
Here we go again, guys.
Wow, I feel good.
Yeah, this guy really gets around. He's got the auto lights. American Orient Poor, we're guaranteed.
I feel good.
Yeah, 2 years no matter how far he goes. That's why we've been everywhere. Vegas.
I feel good.
Yeah. Daytona.
I would now.
LA. Wherever we're going. The Superman, yeah. And we're not even tired.
Back at the Budweiser 500, watching the Wood brothers. They watch Morgan Shepherd run around in 4th place. Well positioned on the lead lap here. 1 lap down. Dale Earnhardt is 8th. Rusty Wallace is 9th. And then this pack of cars. Alan Kulwicki in 10th in the Hooters Ford. Davey Allison's Haviland Ford 11th. And Dick Trickle in the Sickers Ford 12th. There's your front 5. Also on the lead lap, Jimmy Hensley and Hut Strickland. Then that group we've been watching. Mark Martin going by Kyle Petty.
Once they got his car running, it looked like he's back up at full speed.
There's that race for 10th place. And it appears that Kulwicki and Allison, and as of a moment ago, Dick Trickle, were running down Rusty Wallace. There's Wallace up ahead of Kulwicki from Davey Allison's car, and ahead of Wallace, Dale Earnhardt. And all those cars are 1 lap down, 5 of them. They're running down Rusty Wallace and Earnhardt. A Chevy and a Pontiac against 3 Fords here. How conscious are you, Neil, of the folks in the grandstand? I mean, we see them through the in-car as you go by. Is it just a blur?
Yeah, it's just a blur because watch right off this corner. The car, see how close it gets to the wall. He's not driving it. That car just comes up off there with the power on it and kind of drifts out to the wall. All the time you're going to the wall, you're actually turning the car left. You don't really drive it out there. The thing I get up there and it just makes a little jump out, and you just got to really pay attention. And the thing to do too is getting down in these corners. You can't run in it too hard. You got to roll out throttle and get it in. And just you're so busy on this racetrack, you pay attention to what that particular car is doing.
But you know this place is full of folks.
Oh yeah, you know if you mess up, there's a lot of hollering goes on.
A dark cloud has come over the speedway once again. Looks like it's moving away from us, however, and there's a bit of light sky behind it. The sun's poked back behind a cloud once again. So very much changeable weather here at Delaware this afternoon. The weather, though, is to Darrell Waltrip's liking. He is the leader. See Ernie Irvan, though, beginning to close in. And Harry Gannon third.
Darrell had Bill Elliott in between him and Ernie. Ernie just got around Bill Elliott, so now Ernie's got a clean shot to get up there to Darrell's if he can do it or not. Coming in the shot right here behind him, you'll see the 4 car. There's no traffic in between them now.
And Earnhardt, rather Irvin's moved away from Harry Gannon.
Yeah, he's had to pass probably 6 or 8 really good race cars to get up here to Darrell where he's on his own with him. And see if he can reel him in.
Neil, he is reeling him in. He's come from the full straightaway back, and he's like 8 or 10 car lengths back right
now. This speedway is exactly a mile around as we pick up the race for 4th. Terry Labonte and Morgan Shepherd. They used to vary how they measured the tracks, either on the wall or down on the rail. Now, I'm not positive, but I think they do it a car width off the bottom line.
It's a certain distance out there because on a track this size, you could get, you know, a great deal of difference. The track is so wide. They've got a specific area around the track they really, I think it is 1 car length out.
4th place at stake here. Labonte and Shepherd. Morgan's car seems to be working much better than when we started this green flag run some 30 laps ago.
You could watch the two cars come off the corner just then. Labonte's back end of the car was switchy, and the 21 car just come up off there really smooth.
Moving past Dave Marcus and Ricky Rudd now. Moving up in amongst them. He is 2 laps down. Good scuffle there, but Morgan is going to apparently is going to move away there. Here's the leaders, and indeed, Ernie Irvan has caught Darrell Waltrip.
This is the tough part, like I was talking about earlier, but it's easy to catch somebody. But what do you do once you catch him? How do you get around him?
Ernie's running in the corner quite a bit harder than Darrell. Now, whether he's abused his tires to the point they may go away before the gas stop, I don't know. But he's getting in the corner much better than Darrell is.
You know, it's almost taken for someone to be able to pass. It's almost been able to take the guy in front to slip up a little bit, get under him. Going to be the key. Can Ernie get up under Darrell? Darrell's car's running right on the bottom of the racetrack.
Watch him close up right here going in the corner.
Irvan has led this race twice for a total of 15 laps, but he's not been real anxious about it. He followed it in Hut Strickland's tire tracks for about 30 laps or so.
Now, I like a guy like that listens to me and does what I say he's going to do.
He's right in behind him now.
Darrell's coming off the corner really strong.
Harry Gant sneaking up too. He's only 1.3 seconds back. He's made up 2 seconds in the last 15 laps on the leaders.
That is a bad sign.
Bad for the rest of the field.
You bet. But he goes stronger as the race goes every time.
A lot of times when a couple of cars run like this, buddy, we've seen like the 4 car able to run Darrell down. See the car wash out right there?
He almost done it.
When you sail off in there, you know, these cars are so aerodynamic now that nose panel on that car holds it down on the ground. When he drives in behind Darrell, it takes the air off the front of that car and it'll take away every now and get out from under it.
So Ernie Irvan drops back a few car lengths. Darrell Waltrip continues to lead. Harry Gant closing in third. 144 laps to go. We'll be right back.
Hello there, I'm Lori Ann Crook.
I'm Charlie Chase. This week on Crook and Chase, Aaron Tippin is here live.
Lori Morgan has a special song on her mind, and Dolly Parton talks about married life.
It's all this week.
Crook and Chase, a full hour live weeknights on TNN.
The 34 Classic Street Rod. It's hot, available, very affordable, fun to drive, easy to assemble. Call 1-800-328-5671 for more information on this special offering of the 34 Classic Street Rod and other timeless classics from Fiber Fab International. Call now, 1-800-328-5671.
The legendary Chieftains do an Irish jig with Chet Atkins, Ricky Skaggs, and Nancy Griffin.
What makes the love grow? Traveling through the jungles on the Wabash Cannonball. All right, boys, play it.
The American Music Shop, Saturday night at 10 Eastern on TNN.
140 laps to go. Where 2 cars were racing for the lead, now there are 3 and soon to be 4. Morgan Shepherd is just 1.2 seconds behind this picture. There he is. This race has been like a big rubber band. It stretched out and it just all snapped back together.
Yeah, you can tell when 100 laps gets close here, people start tightening up for the lead.
Harry Gant closed quickly. And now Shepherd is there. Is Darrell Waltrip holding them up?
I can tell you this, that's going to be a hard guy to get by because Darrell, he just does not overdrive a race car, so it's going to be tough to get by him unless he makes an error in traffic.
It's just like a little machine sitting there cranking around right around the bottom of the racetrack. He stays right in the bottom all the time, and it's going to be hard to get around him.
Waltrip's last Winston Cup victory came almost 1 year ago. June 16th, 1991 at Pocono, his 81st career victory.
Well, this traffic could be a problem. He's having to go around the top side, and Irvan can stay down low, but it didn't quite pinch him off there.
The lap car was Jimmy Horton out of New Jersey. Kenny Schrader on pit road. getting 4 tires. Let's go to Glenn Jarrett.
This is Leonard Wood, crew chief on the 21 Citgo Ford. Leonard, it seems that the longer you run into green, the better the car gets.
Well, the biggest problem he has is he just can't run the outside with new tires. If he was on, could get on the inside, I think he could run pretty good from the start. But where he has his problem is right first when he's on the outside with new tires.
Your car always runs well here. You guys must have a great setup for this track.
We always had pretty good luck here, and we like the track. Morgan's doing a great job, but he's not giving up. He sort of paced himself early up, and he just seems to be getting stronger as the day goes on.
Well, guys, half the battle's won when you like this place. That's hard to do.
I think Leonard's being too modest. He and Glenn Wood are the winningest car owners at this racetrack. 7 victories.
Well, this is where the track with this little one groove in the bottom is really critical because, you know, you heard him say that they were talking about their car can't get outside. And what Leonard was talking about, there's very few cars can get out. We haven't seen anybody capable of passing a real fast race car on the outside.
I will tell you this, if anybody will try it, it'll be Morgan.
Yeah. Harry has tried it all day long. There he's got a nose up under Harry getting down in the corner.
And Harry Gant gives Morgan Shepherd the bottom groove. And there goes Shepherd's Ford. It's 1 Ford against 2 Chevys and an Olds.
Gant got back on the inside of him.
Returns the favor.
I will tell you this, I think the General Motors cars have closed the gap down to where it's really good racing now instead of one-car domination.
It appears that way today. Here's Shepherd coming right back to the inside. And watch Harry use the 9 car as a pick. Saying, drive underneath me now, Morgan.
How did he get back up there? Did he cut him off when he come up there?
Dive bombed him at the other end of the racetrack. Last driver to win here in a Wood Brothers car is sitting to my right, Neil Bonnet, 1981.
Yeah, I tell you, their car always drove so good at this racetrack, had the right kind of power for here. Sure was a lot of fun.
And there is Mr. High Groove Harry. There's a sign that says Dover Downs up on the concrete wall at either end of this speedway. And there have been races here where Harry has wiped the paint off those signs. You see them there. Running that high groove and running faster than the guys on the bottom. Waltrip, Irvin, Gant, Shepherd running 1, 2, 3, 4. Steve Evans.
Tony, how aggressively is Ernie trying to get by Waltrip? Is he really trying, or is he just kind of hanging there?
Well, he's trying, you know, but he's being careful. I think we got the fastest car on the racetrack, and, you know, we're just going to try to bide our time and hopefully try to win this thing. I sure would like to for my daughter. Yesterday was her birthday.
Let's hope it works for you.
Thank you.
That 1-2 punch has pulled up a couple of car lanes on Shepherd, who's still right in the thick of things. And Gant watching the proceedings from 4th place.
With a 21 car, Shepherd gets up there with a 4 car. He might make the 4 car have to press his hand a little harder because we've seen Harry Gant in 3rd, and Morgan moved him over and got him out of it. The 4 is going to have to race a 21 real hard, and it might make him try to go ahead and get around Darrell if he can. Because if he gets bumped back to 3rd, it's going to be hard for him to get around both of them.
I think Harry Gant's going to let, as you say, he's going to let Morgan go up there and put a little heat on those guys, maybe get them in a little bit of a mental stupor, and then he's going to move up on them all. That's the way it looks to me.
All right, tell me, Neil, if you're Ernie Irvin, you got your eyes in the front of your head, you got your eyes out the back of your head. Where are you right now?
Well, that's when you're playing both ends against the middle. You're protecting the inside line, and you're also worried about getting around the car in front of you. That's when you need a hook and ladder driver and one on the rear to help you out. But it's right now they've got their hands full.
These are the front 4. 5th is Terry Labonte, 6th Jimmy Hensley, and 7th Hut Strickland, all on the lead lap. Glenn Jarrett.
All right, this is Andy Petrie again. Andy, of course, the crew chief. A lot of hard racing going on out there, Andy, right now. What's Harry saying about the car?
He's not saying anything right now. You know, they caught that 17-4 and slowed up about 3/10. I think if they could get by, maybe they could away from some of these other cars. You know, Harry's been running as hard as he can all day. You know, made up a lap there, got a lucky break on that. So, if the weather holds out and we get a lucky break, we might can win.
Are you saving anything for the end, or are you showing everything you got right now?
I think he's doing about all he can do right now.
Okay.
These 4 cars on the lead lap along with Labonte, Hensley, and Strickland. 1 lap down, Earnhardt is 8th. Rusty Wallace is 9th. Kulwicki is 10th. Davey Allison 11th. Dick Trickle 12th. 2 laps back. 13th is Mike Waltrip. 14th Ricky Rudd. 15th Bill Elliott. 16th Ted Musgrave. And 17th Sterling Marlin. 3 laps down, Jeff Bodine's on a lap by himself, 18th. 4 laps down, Bobby Hamilton, Greg Sachs, along with Chad Little. Then the Richard Petty car and Jimmy Horton. Then Mark Martin and Kenny Schrader. That's the top 25. Dave Marcus still running, so is Kyle Petty. Everyone else has gone to the garage. Harry Gant beginning to drift just a bit back from those front 3. Morgan having a look underneath Ernie Irvan. He's going to go for it.
Yep.
And here comes Gant right back at Irvan as that happened.
Harry probably said, boy, I wish I'd have been close enough when he made that move. I could have went with him. But there he does. He's going with him.
So the Gant-mobile tucks underneath Ernie Irvan.
That 4 car diving off in that corner real hard. Might have used up his tires just a little bit.
Yeah, you pay the price later in the road, on down the road like you're talking about, don't you, buddy? Here's the 21 car taking a look inside of Walter.
Funny, Irvan running right behind Darrell. Couldn't loosen Darrell up in the corner at all.
I tell you, one make of car has a different effect on cars. You know, sometimes you'll get a particular brand of car that doesn't loosen you up. Now the key is, does this Ford loosen Darrell up on a little bit different car, see if it makes any difference.
Radio exchange between Ernie Irvan and his crew. He says the engine's dropped power, may have lost a cylinder. See him drifting back. Boy Morgan just keeps going after Darrell. Trying to put the Wood Brothers car back up front. Shepard has led twice for 31 laps.
Boy, his car looks so good. I can't help but think he's going to be able to get under him here.
He's got him.
New leader, Morgan Shepard. Slips up the track just a bit, but Waltrip can't do anything with him. Here comes Gant. Doesn't want to let that Ford get away. Shepard won as a rookie at Martinsville in 1981 for car owner Cliff Stewart. Won in 1986 at Atlanta and at Atlanta in 1990.
I tell you, that makes Neil and myself smile. We both drove for the Wood Brothers, and the last major race that I won, I was driving for the Wood Brothers at Daytona.
Well, they're great people.
120 laps to go. At least one more fuel and tire stop for all these teams. Shepard the leader, Waltrip, Gant, Irvan, and Labonte.
When Darrell Waltrip needs a part, he needs the right part, and he needs it fast.
And when you need parts, see the parts team at Western Auto. We've got top name brands and thousands of parts in stock. Right, guys?
Right, DW.
And we've got the right price, backed by our low price guarantee, right?
Right, DW. And while you're at Western Auto, pick up Valvoline motor oil at a low Western Auto price. People who know, use Valvoline.
Western Auto, the official auto parts and service store of NASCAR. Right, guys?
Right, DW.
It is from Kodak. It delivers the highest resolution. Microfine grain. Superior image structure. For ultra-sharp detail. It is called Ektar. Ektar Film by Kodak. The genius is in the details. Ektar Film now comes in a new cartonless package in 25, 100, and 1,000 speeds.
Cereal, bananas, peaches, melons, fruit salad, cottage cheese, bacon, scrambled eggs, sausage, potatoes, blueberry muffins, biscuits, country milk gravy, Ritz.
It says here the appropriate traditional gift for a 10th anniversary is 10. But at Shoney's Breakfast Bar 10th anniversary celebration, we prefer stainless.
There's smoke, there's fire. The surefire performance of AC Delco. We don't just race, we win.
Welcome back to Dover, Delaware. I'm Mike Joy with Neil Bonnet and Buddy Baker. Steve Evans and Glenn Jarrett are on pit road today, and we're watching Morgan Shepard try to run away and hide from Darrell Waltrip. A 1.7 second lead. over Waltrip, Gant, and Ernie Irvan, who is showing some strength. Good battle for second spot right now. Here they come off turn 4.
They've got to make a move pretty soon on Waltrip. He's holding this group up. You seen Morgan when he got by, he just opened up almost a straightaway lead already.
Now Ernie Irvan had radioed he thought he might have lost a cylinder.
Well, if he has, he's strong. I'm going to tell you.
It's the strongest 7 cylinders you'll ever see right there. He's coming back with them again now.
Nothing wrong with that motor. What he done, I think, is heat the tires up because he's flying right now.
While we were away, Irvan drifted back, cooled the tires down, and here he comes for another run. He's got Harry Gant.
Thing not running like it's on the 7 cylinders, does it? Yeah.
It's pretty stout. Just like you said, Morgan put a straightaway on Darrell once he got around him. So these other guys are going to have to make a move if they can.
Heavy skies once again here at Dover, Delaware. We've had rain, we've had sunshine, and just about everything in between here. Occasional drop or two, and it's cool, about 62 degrees. 111 laps left to run. Mike Waltrip coming up. He's going to be right in the midst of this pack for second, third, and fourth, although he is 2 laps down, and the first of those cars in 13th place.
Looks like Ernie can, when he gets up there, he gains on Darrell, and it looks like either Darrell pulls off or he just can't go on.
I don't know what the deal is.
Here comes Harry right back around him again.
Gant to the inside.
I tell you, there's something wrong with the car because I noticed a while ago he just flew right back up on Harry and then looked like it cut off almost down the straightaway. He might be having ignition trouble or something.
It seems to be coming and going.
Well, it's a Ford, a Chevy, and an Olds. And the word this week that Oldsmobile is likely to be gone from Winston Cup racing at the end of 1992 to concentrate on IMSA, on road racing with their Quad 4 engine in IMSA and perhaps Trans Am. But they'll be out of Winston Cup, leaving Chevrolet and Pontiac to carry the GM banner in 93. Second place battle here. Back behind them, Ernie Irvan. This race 3 seconds behind the leader. Lapping Kyle Petty again. And there's Ernie Irvan. Let's go to Steve Evans.
All right, we'll talk to Tony Glover and try to find out exactly what's going on. He said, Ken, I'm watching this race right now. Tony, 1 second, Ernie appears to have all kinds of power and handling, and the next he falls back. Is there an intermittent problem, maybe?
Yeah, I think we got a piece of trash or something that's gone through the carburetor. It'll run good for a minute, then it'll lose power and start missing.
All right, there you hear it, guys. It's in the fuel system.
Maybe.
Educated guess.
Yeah.
Harry Gant has gone past Darrell Waltrip. He'd been trying and trying, Mike, buddy, for the last 3 laps. He got up under him a couple times. He finally cleared him. Let's see if he does exactly what Morgan Shepherd did. Once he got around Darrell, he drove off from him.
Gant right now 3.9 seconds behind Shepherd, the leader. Ted Musgrave, Bobby Hamilton, and Chad Little making pit stops. The leaders are about 10 to 15, 20 laps away from their last stop of the day.
We've already seen what a set of pit stops can do. Caution if you catch it the wrong way. So these guys are probably going to stretch them just as far as they can and not get caught like they did before.
Before they get the pit stops, let's take you back to the field a bit. Morgan Shepherd is the leader. They're watching the battle for second. Harry Gant in second, Darrell Waltrip third, Ernie Irvan fourth, Terry Labonte fifth, sixth, Jimmy Hensley. Great run today for Jimmy. First time here. Seventh, Hut Strickland. All those cars are on the lead lap. Then 1 lap down. In 8th, Dale Earnhardt. In 9th, Rusty Wallace. In 10th, Alan Kulwicki. 11th, Davey Allison. 12th, Dick Trickle. They're all 1 lap down. 2 laps down, Ricky Rudd, Mike Waltrip, Bill Elliott. 3 laps back, Sterling Marlin, Jeff Bodine. 5 laps down after his pit stop, Ted Musgrave along with Craig Sachs. Then Bobby Hamilton, Richard Petty, Chad Little, Jimmy Horton, and the 25 of Ken Schrader. Sachs on pit road now. Mike Waltrip, Richard Petty making stops, and Morgan Shepherd, we're told, will be in shortly as the Wood brothers are ready and up on the wall.
Quicky's in also. Got tires to put some bite in the car. It looks like there's activity down in Morgan's pit. They're getting ready.
Green flag pit stops are what took a good half dozen contending cars from the lead. Dick Trickle is in. He's the 11th place car.
Bud Strickland coming down pit road.
Last car on the lead lap in 7th place. And Shepherd will likely be in next time.
They're standing on top of the wall like they're ready for it.
Ricky Rudd's crew awaiting his presence. 4 tires for Trickle, 4 tires for Hut Strickland. Here's Shepherd. Morgan Shepherd comes to pit lane with 100 miles to go. Glenn Jarrett's there.
And Morgan Shepherd brings the goes forward in for his routine scheduling pit stop. The problem that they've got, they wanted him to come in on lap 398. They tried to stretch it just a little bit further, but Eddie Wood told me they still don't think that they can make it the rest of the way after this stop. If it goes under green, they're going to have one more. Now they got a problem with an air wrench. One of the wrenches jammed. They have replaced it, but this is going to cost them some valuable time. Morgan is sitting there banging the steering wheel with frustration. Still got problems with that right front lug nut. Boy, what a bad track.
Must be a strip lug nut.
Yeah, they're still going to come around now to the left side. They've got a strip nut. This is a really bad break. Back to Mike Joy.
Harry Gant, Ernie Irvin are in, and Gant went just over the line of his pit stall. They allowed him to push it back just a bit. And here's Ernie Irvin getting a stop. Finally, after 43.5 seconds, Morgan Shepherd is out of the pits.
And worse than that, they just got 3 tires. They never got the right front tire off, and they had to just put the lug nut back on it. They couldn't get that tire off. They're going to decide what to do.
4 tire change for Ernie Irvin. He's gone.
We might get Glenn to check that, but I think they just put 3 tires on that car for Morgan Shepherd.
Davey Allison in and out 4 tires. Waltrip the leader once again. That car's long been known for good gas mileage. Passing Davey Allison, who's coming out of the pits and back up to speed.
If we've ever seen in a given race, the mileage enters into it is right here. Seeing the lead completely turn around on a group of cars. Here comes Darrell in pits right now.
He will hand the lead over to Terry Labonte for the first time today. Jeff Hammond's crew getting ready as Waltrip at the NASCAR-ly mandated 35 miles an hour comes down pit road.
So critical on these stops, getting in and out without a problem.
You see the clock running, and he'll get 4. Left side lug nuts coming off as the right side tires are changed.
1 can of fuel in. Here goes the 2nd can in.
Jeff Hammond around with a jack. Yank on that tire, get it off. 2-1 on.
Fuel man. Boy, worked perfect. Fuel man finished the same time the tire guys finished.
21-2, good stop. Jeff Bodine's in the pits for 4 tires. Terry Labonte has not stopped. He has the lead, and that'll put a smile on Billy Hagan's face. Car owner Jimmy Hensley has not stopped in Cale Yarborough's car. And Dale Earnhardt is on the lead lap as of right now, with the leaders having pitted. 95 miles to go here at Dover Downs. Rusty Wallace comes to the pit lane as Terry Labonte leads it. His pit stop coming up. We'll be right back.
The NASCAR racing circuit. It's no place for the timid. That's why Craftsman tools were chosen, the official tools of NASCAR. Craftsman, made in America, guaranteed forever.
Jim Ward has found a fountain of youth, and he keeps it in his garage. It's Armor All Protectant. It prevents his tires from fading and aging. There is a fountain of youth, and we own the patent, Armor All.
Gillette presents Sensor, the system, the technology that will change the way you shave forever. Sensor, twin blades set on springs to read your face and respond. Independent suspension to sense and adjust to every curve of your face. No other razor comes close. Gillette Sensor, for the best shave a man can get.
Freedom. It's the
spirit which moves the Cutlass Supreme. A car intelligently engineered to free your eyes, your hands, your senses. Introducing the new Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme. The look may change, but the spirit remains the same. Oldsmobile, the power of intelligent engineering.
And isn't it true that this auto part did, in fact, come from the defendant's car?
Objection. Prosecution is leading the witness.
Overruled. You may answer the question.
This part most definitely came from that car.
And how can you be sure?
I work for Napa Auto Parts. It's my job to be sure.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Napa people are parts experts, so they can answer any question, whatever the case may be.
Morgan Shepherd just pasted the wall between turns 3 and 4, got way up the racetrack, clunked it, couldn't get down to pit road. So he's going down the backstretch, and it looks like he'll come in this time.
You know, they were speculating if he got 3 tires on a 4, if he had that old right front, the 3 new ones, it's hard to get it to turn. And the car took off on him on the racetrack, and they're going to have to come in and fix it. Boy, that's sickening. They were running so good.
Chad Little gave the Harry Melling car a great ride today, but it's being pushed to the garage with some 90 miles to go. Glenn Jarrett?
Well, they're waiting on Morgan to bring the car in right now. Leonard Wood has a hand wrench to try to get the right front tire off this time in case the air wrench does not. That's what happened last time, as we speculated. He's giving it all the power he can. Finally, he broke the lug nuts loose. Must have been some kind of heat situation. Something was only one lug nut that caused the problem, but it did cause Morgan's car to start pushing very badly when they put the other 3 tires on him. Terrible break for this team. They obviously have the best race car. He's down and away.
It'll likely cost him the race. Tough break for Morgan Shepherd. He's back out, and he's shown right now as a lap down. He'll likely lose a second one coming back up to speed. Race leader is now Ernie Irvan. Now that everyone has made green flag pit stops, Terry Labonte got to lead 4 laps, and I believe Jimmy Hensley got to lead a couple of laps there before he came in and made his pit stop. We'll check scoring on that. So Irvan at the front, Darrell Waltrip in second, Harry Gant is third, Labonte is fourth. And now they're picking up Bill Elliott as the 5th place car.
Darrell's just a few car lengths back behind Ernie. I don't know if they close on him. He's just about 10 car lengths behind him.
Showing Elliott in 5th and Hut Strickland 6th. Has Bill stopped?
No, I don't think he's fitted.
No, I think the only way for him to be on the lead lap is to have not yet stopped.
He hasn't stopped yet.
They got 1 hash mark beside his number there, so he's 1 lap down according to the scorecard.
Then Jimmy Hensley is the 6th place car. 7th is Earnhardt, 8th Davey Allison, 9th Rusty Wallace, then Alan Kulwicki, Dick Trickle, and Ricky Rudd. Show you leaderboard here after green flag pit stops. There's your front 5 as they're being posted, and now Elliott makes his pit stop, so he will fall off the leaderboard. The rest of the top 10. And they're saying that Jimmy Hensley, due to the distance he was behind the leader and the time in the pits, he's now gone 1 lap down to Ernie Irvan. So Irvan the leader. And Waltrip will get you an interval here, 1st to 2nd. In just a moment.
He had some lap cars in between him, but now he's cleared those lap cars. He's got open running.
That's not bad for a car that's missing. That thing must really be handling super to be able to maintain the speed he's running.
Why would they have a hacksaw on the Ernie Irvan pit? Steve Evans?
There is something going on here in Ernie Irvan's pit. Tony Glover, the crew chief, who's the only man authorized to talk to the media, ran off. Now, there's a reason why. That hacksaw, you see that German holding, and those tie wraps have come out of the toolbox. There's either something loose on that car, maybe there's a problem with the hood. They're talking to amongst each other here. Something's going on with that car, and I'm trying to get to the bottom of it, darn it.
Well, the man in the white shirt was Ron Pittman, the engine builder.
Yeah.
Conferring with the crewman there.
We'll see Darrell in that same shot coming up behind Ernie, but got quite a distance behind him. I'm sure they're concerned with that car running in spurts like it was before.
Yes.
Running with no problems, all of a sudden it has a problem. They can't afford a problem right now.
Scoring saying Jimmy Hensley did not lead a lap in this race. He was well down to Terry Labonte when the two of them made their pit stops. 80 miles to go here at Dover Downs.
Take all these things you bought to show me that you care. Or maybe you can trade them in with love somewhere.
She's on the hip side of country. Kelly Willis stars on the Texas Connection. Saturday on TNN.
It's here, the 34 Classic Cabriolet. 2 years in the making from Classic Motor Carriages, the world's largest manufacturer of replica assemblies. This rod is hot, easy to build. Innovations of the 90s without the high price. Call 1-800-CLASSIC for more information on this special offering of the 34 Classic Cabriolet and other timeless classics from Classic Motor Carriages. Call now, 1-800-CLASSIC.
This is where America gets together. Every weekend throughout America, there is great NASCAR racing.
I wouldn't be anywhere else.
We're back to Dover Downs at the Budweiser 500. Mike Joy with Neil Bonnet and Buddy Baker. Here's the way they're running. Steve Evans and Glenn Jarrett down in the pit lane. We used to have a driver on the short tracks in Massachusetts who raced under the name Willie Macon. Well, it wasn't spelled quite that way, but that's the question being asked up and down pit road right now. Will they make it these final 100 miles on gas? Steve Evans.
The tension is high here in Ernie Irvin's pit. Apparently on that last stop, tires went fine, everything went fine. When they picked up the fuel can, it should have been empty. It had a lot of fuel remaining in it. Maybe they only got as little as 5 gallons. It might have been a failure right here in one of these valves. That's what the hack song was all about. Apparently it was trying to borrow another fuel can for someone and repair one of their own. But apparently Irvin is going to be back with the fuel. They will not be able to go the distance. We'll just have to see how far.
Well, look behind Ernie Irvin. Here comes a fast closing Darrell Waltrip. And Irvin has just run up on a big pile of traffic.
Yeah, that fuel problem is not the only problem he has. It's that white car right there coming to Darrell Waltrip, number 17. He's really gaining on him.
Harry Gant is third. Terry Labonte has had a great run here today. He's fourth. And so is Hunt Strickland, the 5th place car. Those 5 cars were on the lead lap. They're now showing Earnhardt 6th, Rusty Wallace 7th, and Jimmy Hensley 8th. Davey Allison 9th, Dick Trickle, Alan Kulwicki. Those 6 cars 1 lap down.
While we're talking about, here's the 4 car, there's the 17, there's the 33 right there of Harry Gant. While they're doing this, Gant's closing in on both of them.
This race is going to snap back together once again.
This is critical right here, these lap cars. We saw how much he was gaining on Ernie. Ran up on Richard, who was right in the line where he needed to be. That's where Richard needs to be, right in that bottom. And it's just enough to hold Darrell back. And each guy catches a different one, slow car, and it moves them back every time.
Let's go back. We'll pick up a race for 8th place. These are among cars 1 lap down. In just a moment. There's Davey Allison. He's 8th. Jimmy Hensley. The other black car on the screen is 9th. Sterling Marlin there is another lap or 2 down. And running behind Terry Labonte, the 4th place car is Allison.
A little bit of smoke out of Labonte's car in front of him. Did you see that, buddy? Yeah, right there in the straightaway. Look, a little puff out of the car. There's this smoking again. The 94 car is having a problem. We saw the smoke a lap or 2. Right when he got behind him, he pulled over the side.
That car looked like it might have dropped the valve or something. The way it slowed down on the straightaways there. See him pulling over and letting everybody go.
When they get to that point, they're fixing to self-destruct. He'll have to be careful with it now.
He and Mark Martin must go to the same fortune teller. But whatever good luck charms they're getting, they ought to bring back.
Same fortune teller.
Davey Allison posted 8th.
I know one thing. Darrell Waltrip better find him a fortune teller because Harry Gant is flying back up on him.
No surprise. Allison the point leader by 111 over Bill Elliott. Harry Gant's going to pick up some today. He's 3rd in the points. There's Gant picking up some on Darrell Waltrip. 2nd and 3rd place behind Ernie Irvin.
You know, Darrell was really gaining on Ernie a while ago. Ernie checked out on Darrell, and looks like Gant's able to close back in on him again. So it's they're just switching it back and forth. The problem is if the 4 car does have a fuel shortage, boy, it's going to really cost him. If they don't have a caution flag, he's going to be in trouble.
Yep. If he didn't get a full tank of gas, I promise you one thing, he's not running to win this race. The 2 behind him are the ones we're going to be concerned with.
And can both of them make it on this tank of gas?
I think Harry will make it. But he don't run as much gear as other people. We went through that a while ago.
Yeah, you know, Darrell's cars, you know, they get good mileage with it. So I think the first and second place cars probably can go the distance without any trouble.
Now, we reported Bill Elliott a while back as high as 5th place. That's since been corrected by scoring. Since he did make his pit stop, he's now fallen 2 laps down in 13th place. So Elliott's not in a position to inherit the win if everybody else has to stop for gas. I don't think. Little activity down in the Kodak pits. Keep an eye peeled down there.
You know, they can't, with Ernie Irvan, they talk about a little activity in the pits. They can't afford, they don't want to just give up the lead, but they can't afford to run out of gas at this place.
I tell you, I would run until the fuel pressure started bouncing. No, this is just too critical to pull in right now.
Question on our 800 line from Stephanie in Tennessee. What'll Harry Gant drive next year with Oldsmobile going?
A
Chevy,
winner,
Ford,
a winner, whatever
Pontiac?
it is.
Yes.
We heard them say they were going Chevrolet at the end of the season.
And I think we answered Dwayne's question from George about how Bill Elliott can be on the lead lap. He's not. He is 2 laps down, back in sequence after making his pit stop. Tony from Dover called in. Where is David Pearson? I don't know. Hi, David. Hope you're watching.
I'm running a Legends race with him next weekend.
Yeah?
Up in Ohio, yeah.
Where?
In Kale and a whole bunch of us. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Saturday night?
Yeah, I believe it's Canton, Ohio.
Great. Look for that one. Folks, last week on the Winston telecast, or 2 weeks ago, we told Ernie Irvan comes in next lap. We told you take Saturday night and go to your favorite local Saturday night short track. See some good racing. Last weekend I did that. Went to Bear Ridge Speedway in Bradford, Vermont. Watched the modified coupes on quarter-mile dirt. They had a sellout crowd. 1,700 people paid. Thanks to the Fullerton and Elms people for their hospitality. We had a lot of fun up there.
Well, they just told us that Ernie was coming in that lap. That's not the first time a racer was told us one thing and done another. They might be calling him to come in, but he's not wanting to.
I can promise you it's not long away. I see the signboards, the gas tanks are up on the guy's shoulders and everything. It's not very long before he'll be in.
Darrell Waltrip has to get 96 miles out of this gas tank. Harry Gant has to go 100 laps from his last stop. Here's Irvan.
Oh.
Locks him up trying to get down to the speed limit. And at 35 agonizing miles an hour, he crawls down pit road. Steve?
They must have only gotten 5 or 6 gallons of fuel in that car on their last stop. This is a disaster for the number 4 team in Ernie Irvan. You see a can of fuel going in. They're not touching the rubber, cleaning the windshield. Oh, man, they've got another can of fuel. So, I mean, they really had a problem with some kind of fueling rig here, but they're going to have plenty of gas now, that's for sure. He must have been on fumes when he came in here.
They took the check valve. That little thing that overflows out the back of the car has a check valve in it, so it won't overflow. That thing must have been hanging up. They took it completely loose. They filled up gas and just threw it in the back of the trunk. That's been their problem.
Man. Yeah, as you poured the fuel in, the vent valve would not allow the air to get out so the fuel could get in when they made their pit stop.
It's on there as a safety feature just so it won't overflow, and evidently it was hung up, and boy, that's really costly.
Irvan goes a lap down. 4 cars on the lead lap. We'll help you sort out the field here in a moment. 59 laps to go. Waltrip, Gant, Labonte, and Strickland are the 4 cars on the lead lap. There's the lead battle. Let's have a look at our Napa field standing update at 430 laps. Brought to you by Napa because there are no unimportant parts. Here's where they're running. Now those cars are on the lead lap. Here's the group 1 lap down. And now 2 laps down, Ricky Rudd and these cars. And now 3 laps down, Musgrave, Marlowe. Then 4 laps back, Mike Waltrip. 5 laps down, Bobby Hamilton. 6 laps back, Petty and Sachs. And then 11 laps back and further back in the field or out of the race. Mark Martin's still out there. So is Kenny Schrader and Kyle Petty. Along with Dave Marcus. Everybody else you'll see on this roll is in the garage area.
Well, I tell you, buddy, Walter's car looks good. You know, you look for somebody having a problem in this case like this. Who's using the tires more? Who's doing this? Who's doing that? Walter's car just seems like it's nailed to the bottom of the racetrack. And looks like Harry's having a little harder to keep up with him. I don't know that Darrell's car just seems to get better as he runs.
Well, Harry's trying to catch him, and he is using the car up. As you can see it twitch in the corner. It's not nearly as smooth as Darrell's car is in the corner.
Darrell opening up a little bit of daylight. He has to run 4 laps less on this tank of fuel than Gant does. Now that could be significant. 55 laps to go. They're coming up on Jimmy Horton, the New Jersey driver, who has subbed for Darrell Waltrip on the Winston Cup Tour and done well in the ARCA Series as well. A little lap on Horton. And with 54 laps to go, we'll take this pause from the Budweiser 500. Be right back.
Splitfire earned a United States patent. Splitfire doesn't look like any other spark plug. And the patented Splitfire doesn't work like any other spark plug.
5 extra horsepower by merely installing these plugs. Quicker in the quarter mile. A 4.8% gain in mileage.
There's nothing like a Splitfire. You'll get more power and more mileage, or your money back. Get the guaranteed Splitfire advantage at leading automotive stores from coast to coast.
This bench gets a professional finish with Krylon spray paint. No runs, no drips, no errors. Dries to the touch in minutes. The other brand's still tacky. Wow! What a game!
Good game, Mr. Euchre.
He's a lot tougher than he looks. For a fast, smooth, professional finish, get Krylon.
John, how you doing? You know AutoZone customers are pretty special. I mean, they take great pains in doing a job just right. So they know exactly what they want. That's why we carry so many parts. And also why we price them so low every day of the week. Because you gotta admire a guy who'll tackle a job like putting in a starter, a water pump, a rack and pinion. And you gotta give a guy like that exactly what he wants. The right parts and the right price.
If you don't like the looks of your car, shoot it with Son of a Gun from STP. Shoot the dash, seats, tires, and roof. Son of a Gun protecting. Man, what a difference.
Last year in this race, Darrell Waltrip finished 7th. Harry Gant finished 3rd. Kenny Schrader won it. Schrader's not a factor today. But these two fellows are fighting for the victory. We started out under rainy skies, but since then we've been kind of trouble-free here. But for trying to knock the wall down a couple of times. We're within 50 laps of the finish. Well, let's go to our resident AAA mileage expert, Glenn Jarrett.
Well, thanks, Mike. I've done a little bit of investigating down here, and I have found that Jeff Hammond, Darrell Waltrip's crew chief, says that he definitely does not have to stop again. He can go the rest of the way. As far as Harry Gant, Andy Petrie told me that he did not think that they could make it, so Gant is going to have to stop. The 12 car of Hut Strickland says they're going to have to make one more stop. 94, they don't know. The engine's going sour so fast, all they're hoping to do is just to let the thing hang on and finish. They don't think they're going to have to stop again. Jimmy Hensley, who is running in the 6th place, I believe now, 1 lap down, he does not have to stop again. So right now it looks like that the whole thing is going to play into Darrell Waltrip's hands.
Well, we'll have to get a check from Steve Evans on Earnhardt's fuel mileage because he's becoming a factor. He's up to 4th place here. The first of the cars 1 lap down. Labonte has fallen off the lead lap. He's now the 7th place car, 1 lap down. Jimmy Hensley, the timing of his pit stop and the length it took, it was a fast stop, but he was well down on the lead lap when he made it. Came back out a lap behind. He's the 9th place car. In fact, let's reset the field for you. You know that Waltrip and Gant are the leaders. Hut Strickland is 3rd. 1 lap down. Earnhardt is 4th. Rusty Wallace is 5th. And he's climbed up steadily through the pack today. We haven't hardly seen him on TV all day. Let's give Rusty a call. Davey Allison is 6th. Dick Trickle is 7th. Terry Labonte now 8th. and Jimmy Hensley 9th. Bernie Irvin is 10th, 1 lap down after this green flag fuel stop. Alan Kulwicki is 11th. All those drivers are 1 lap down. 2 laps back, Ricky Rudd is 12th, Morgan Shepherd 13th, Jeff Bodine 14th. 3 laps down, Bill Elliott is 15th, Ted Musgrave is 16th, and Sterling Marlin 17th. 4 laps back, Mike Waltrip. 5 laps back, Bobby Hamilton, and 8 laps down, Greg Sachs. That's the top 20. Richard Petty is 21st. Here's the 5th place battle, 1 lap behind. And a look at Rusty Wallace and Davey Allison. Pontiac and Ford. And back up front, your leaders. Davey Allison has not led a lap today. The first super speedway race Davey has not led in 18 straight races. Didn't lead this race last year either. Steve Evans.
Mike, I am your obedient servant. I traced down to the 3 pits, Dale Earnhardt, and I talked to Richard Childers, and without a hesitation, he said, we can make it. If we get a yellow, if we get a little lucky, we maybe can still pull this off. We do not need to stop.
Thanks, Steve. Earnhardt has to go 93 laps on this tank of fuel to make the finish. We passed Jimmy Horton once again, and Kent was right there.
He's been staying right there, but he's, every time I think he's falling back a little bit, he kind of gets the whip out and pulls it right back up behind Darrell. He's giving Darrell all he wants. More than that, he's on the inside of him now.
Yeah. That'll be interesting. Oh, there he goes.
We're gone. Harry Gant up front. The Bandit, and he did it on the low side today. This is the 5th consecutive race at Dover that Harry Gant has led.
Now the big question, was Andy Petrie right that they've got to stop for fuel? They were saying they'd have to. I bet you they don't. They'd have to run it out of gas now.
Darrell might be listening to us. They scan everything in the racetrack, so they may know he has to stop again, and rather than put up a big battle, they may have said, well, if he's going to stop, we got to wait. But I wouldn't trust what Andy Petrie said when it's close to the end of the race.
I just about bet you we see that 33 run to a quit, so either wins.
You think he'd be drafting off clouds or anything else he could find. Butterflies, trying to save fuel now. 40 laps to go. 40 miles. They go to Sears Point, California next week. Most of the teams will take their car hauler and 2 drivers. The car hauler tractors have sleepers, and they'll tag team to get out there and get set up in time to run practice and the race. That was Dave's question from California. 5th place battle. Davey Allison trying to close up on Rusty Wallace, and he seems to edge just a little closer, but not quite up enough to do anything with him.
The lap car cost him a little bit of position on the track just a minute ago. He was right behind Rusty.
Fifth and 6th place, trailing Bobby Hamilton. Phyllis from Indiana called and asked what those in-car cameras are on. Do the drivers know it? No.
No, I can tell you. I run one in Charlotte, and I never knew it was on. And all I know is what people tell me when they, send me letters after the race there.
Well, we got good pictures. Harry Gant leading this race, trying to drive away from Darrell Waltrip. Here's Glenn.
Well, Andy Petrie, the speculation now is, can Harry make it? I see this note that you have written him here that you said you told him to save fuel. Can you make it?
It doesn't look good. Look pretty good right now, but I'm not so sure we can make it.
Are you gonna run it till it runs out of fuel?
Yeah, we've got a little bit of warning system there. We'll just run it till it tells us to stop. Stop.
Well, you're exactly right, buddy. He was monitoring Darrell Waltrip's radio because he knew that Darrell was going to make it. Now, I'm sure that Darrell has heard what these guys are saying now, so could be a game of cat and mouse.
Now, with Gant opening up a lead, it kind of begs the question, can you back off the throttle on one of these things and save a lot of fuel?
Not now. Not with the 2nd place car that close. He's got to maintain his line around the racetrack, not make any mental errors, and hope that Darrell don't put the heat on him right at the end.
The throttle on these cars also help turn the car. When you don't get in the throttle right, the rear end helps drive the car up off the corner. And when you start nursing it around, it just doesn't drive right.
So Gant has to keep the pedal down to to keep that advantage over Waltrip. And here is Hut Strickland. He is on the lead lap. Jeff Bodine passing underneath as Strickland appears to be slowing up a bit.
Must be out of fuel.
Oh, man. Maybe pitting.
Down the back straightaway is where he's slowing down. He's going to lose a lot of time coming around.
Here's Strickland into turn 3. Off the pedal. They are waiting with fuel and tires here with 32 laps to go, and Strickland's going to fall off the lead lap. And there are a pile of cars 1 lap down that he'll have to race for position today. Best career finish second up at Michigan to Davey. To be able to equal that today. He was in the 5th just 69 laps ago. Glenn?
Well, he has brought the Ray Vestas car in for the service now. He's getting right side tires and that precious fuel. This is a pit stop that you guys really hated to have to make, but the car was definitely out of gas.
Glenn, he was in just 69 laps ago. He needed gas, not tires. Check on that in a moment.
Hold on.
There's Earnhardt and Ricky Rudd. Earnhardt in the 4th place car. He'll move up to 3rd now. So Earnhardt, having passed Hut Strickland, moves up to 3rd. Ricky Rudd got this day off to a good start, but he is 2 laps down in 10th place. And scoring now shows Strickland 2 laps off the pace. He has fallen from 3rd to 9th.
Boy, that having to use that slow entry in and out, especially running out of gas coming off the 2nd turn, just cost him a lot of time.
I tell you, if they hadn't already given the Goodies Headache Award to Kyle Petty, then snatched it back, given to Derek Cope, maybe Mark Martinez right now. I'm not sure, but you'd have to consider Strickland a contender for it. 29 laps to go. Up front, Harry Gantz in a big pack of traffic. Greg Sachs there, Jeff Bodine. Here comes Darrell. Jimmy Hensley just ahead as well. Threesome down the front straightaway, and bold move by Jeff Bodine, trying to keep from going another lap down. He is 2 down right now. There's Waltrip underneath Hensley. We'll go back to the Bobby Allison pit and Glenn Jarrett.
Well, Mike, you were right in speculating about Strickland's fuel mileage. That was not the problem. He had a right rear tire going down, so they decided to go ahead and bring him in. They were going to have to stop anyway for fuel. They could not make it, so they brought him in, changed the tire. Now they're just hoping that with the fresh tire, maybe he can get out there and make up some ground on the racetrack. But he had a tire going down. He didn't have a choice.
Tough break. Thanks, Glenn. 26 laps to go now. On the lead lap now, just 2 cars, Gant and Waltrip. Boy, if Harry Gant's fortunes have changed like the weather today. Got himself a lap down, made it back up, sat on the tail end of the lead lap, came up to the lead, and he's run up near the front all the rest of the day.
Looks like Darrell's closing back in on Gant a little bit.
Well, the clouds keep flirting around this racetrack. Hasn't gone back to full sun since about the halfway point. Mark Martin just behind Waltrip, running well back, some 30 laps down, but still piling up points. An update on Kyle Petty. By coming back out after crashing and damaging that car hard, he has gained about 6 positions, 5-6 positions, and they're each worth 3 points apiece in the Winston Cup tally at the end of the season. So good effort today for Kyle. 24 laps to go. Melling team packs up. Here's a look at the top 10 as we go to break. We'll be right back.
It's in his head, his heart, in every muscle. The energy to go further. Texaco System 3 gasolines put this kind of energy to work for you on the road. System 3 reduces deposits and cleans your engine in all octane grades to help put the heart and muscle back into older cars and keep new cars running like him.
Oil. It's the lifeblood of your engine. That makes your oil filter your engine's most vital organ. That's why Fram keeps going the extra mile to make the best protection even better. The Fram Extra Guard oil filter. Unique glass fiber paper stops more dirt than any other filter for the best protection ever. Fram Extra Guard. American or import, it's an extra lease on life.
Racing. I can't explain it. You're kind of in a limbo zone. Time's different. Speed's different. Everything works different. It sounds totally cosmic. It's out there somewhere. It's out there somewhere.
Kyle Petty and Mellow Yellow. There's nothing mellow about him.
Back at Dover Downs, they're kind of lined up on the pit wall there in Darrell Waltrip's pit, waiting for a pit stop that likely won't happen. Things a little more relaxed in Harry Gant's pit, timing their driver, watching him run around this racetrack. 20 more laps. Gant and Waltrip have a lap to themselves. Steve Evans.
Waltrip fans, don't get nervous. The reason they suited up and appeared to be ready for a pit stop, they saw the 4-car Ernie Irvin smoking badly. They thought maybe a yellow would come out. If it did, they'd get a little insurance fuel, but they still feel they can go the distance.
Harry Gant back out. Alan Kulwicki is pitted. And now Dick Trickle is pitted. The two Fords coming in for a final stop here with just 18 laps to go. Trickle was in 6th place when he came to pit road. There's your leader, Harry Gant. You saw Waltrip. And Trickle completes his stop, goes back out. He'll drop another lap. 1 lap down. Earnhardt, Wallace, Allison, and Irvin. And here's Davey coming to pit lane.
Yeah, he'd been trying. Him and Rusty have been running side by side. Davey's going to have to top off.
This will take Allison from 5th place. Puts the car in 1st gear. Boy, if he got a splash, that was all.
I tell you, it don't take much to get 5 or 6 gallons out of that thing when you can empty the whole 10 gallons in 7 seconds.
He was stopped for such a short period of time, they probably could have given as much gas, handed it to him in a cup. Only went 83 laps on that tank of fuel. Harry Gant up front.
Well, we're talking about Harry. If you're watching the shot, look how far back Darrell Waltrip is. Darrell's fell way, way back. I believe he's trying to conserve fuel as much as possible.
There's the interval, and it's about half a straightaway. So Waltrip may be betting the long side, but Gant can't go the 15 remaining laps.
Well, a while ago, Darrell made a run on Harry and closed in on him. And then Harry took off. I think Darrell said, well, let me see if I can pass him for the lead. He couldn't do it now. His only hope's just to out gas mileage him.
Black flag, Davey Allison. Speed limit on pit road. So Allison from 5th, he's now dropped to 8th, and he will lose another lap coming in on the penalty stop.
That will not be a happy camera when this thing's over.
No.
Man, that's an aggravating penalty.
There's your interval again, 1st to 2nd. Davey Allison is in, makes the stop and go. From Mark Martin's car, looking at 2nd place, Darrell Waltrip.
I would say Darrell has backed off the pace. Mark Martin's car is really crippled. He's hurt it real bad, and he's been gaining on Darrell a long way back. Darrell must have really backed off the pace.
Mark had a car that could win this race. Dave Marcus crashed in front of him coming out of turn number 2, and that wiped up the side of Martin's car.
I was just looking at the tachometer then. He wasn't turning but 5,500 to center the corner, so Mark's not running up the far. Darrell must be trying to save gas.
12 laps to go. We'll come back and give you the final laps of the Budweiser 500 right after this.
Take all these things you bought to show me that you care. Or maybe you can trade them in with love somewhere.
She's on the hip side of country. Kelly Willis stars on the Texas Connection. Saturday on TNN.
It's here, the 34 Classic Cabriolet. 2 years in the making from Classic Motor Carriages, the world's largest manufacturer of replica assemblies. This rod is hot, easy to build. Innovations of the 90s without the high price. Call 1-800-CLASSIC for more information on this special offering of the 34 Classic Cabriolet and other timeless classics from Classic Motor Carriages. Call now, 1-800-CLASSIC.
This is where America gets together. Every weekend throughout America, there is great NASCAR racing.
I wouldn't be anywhere else.
Harry Gant looking for his 4th victory at Dover Downs. He's won here in '84 and '85, and he won the fall race here last September. Darrell Waltrip's crew, his last victory came almost a year ago. Gant the leader, Waltrip in second on the lead lap. 1 lap back, Earnhardt, Wallace, Ernie Irvin. 2 laps down, Ricky Rudd, Jimmy Hensley, Hut Strickland, Morgan Shepherd. 3 laps back, Dick Trickle. Then Jeff Bodine, Davey Allison, Alan Kulwicki, Sterling Marlin, and 15th Bill Elliott. Now look at the leaderboard, 7 laps to go. Gant's lead now, 4.6 seconds. Waltrip has the fuel to run the distance, and Gant might.
If that car was to backfire or something right now, he'd probably spin it out. He's waiting on that gas to run out. You know he's got to be sitting on pins and needles.
And nobody to run with and draft off of.
Well, the only thing here, Darrell, is so far back, it gives Gant a little cushion to ease up himself, you know. I'm sure both of them are just trying their best to save as much fuel as possible.
Well, there is a full gas can in Gant's pits, and it's being held. Gant may pit. 5 laps to go. They are holding the gas can and the pit board sign for Harry Gant.
But when they did that, they looked down to Darrell Waltrip's pit also. They're playing those new games there. Harry will be the man that calls the pit stop. When he says, I'm out, they'll be coming in. Those guys are just sitting on ready, I believe.
Four laps to go this time. And Waltrip is closing, 2.6 seconds.
Just what Neil said. He backed off and he said, oh.
Gant's on the inside of the track. Looked like he ran out of fuel 3/4 of the way down the back straightaway. His car stopped and then it took off again. And these cars will do that. In the corners, they'll pick up that fuel. Look at Gant moving to the inside. It stopped running halfway down the straightaway a minute ago.
There's Darrell in the picture already.
3 laps to go. They're going to hold that gas can. They're going to hold it all the way home. One car slow in the back straightaway. That's Jeff Bodine.
Darrell's slowing.
2 laps this time by.
The 17 car.
Waltrip's out of gas.
The guy that thought he could make it's out and the other one's still running.
2 laps to go for Harry Gant. Waltrip will have to pit. He has a lap on Earnhardt.
Well, I tell you what, he knows there's just a few laps to go. He's going to coast as far as he can because he'd lose a lap by pitting. He's going to coast because there's just one more lap to go.
Jeff Bodine has coasted into the pits out of fuel. Bud Moore's team to fuel him. Waltrip puttering around down on the flat. Don't count out Earnhardt. If Gant runs out of gas, it's Dale's. 1 lap to go. White flag for Harry Gant. He needs a quart of gas.
Oh, man. This is tearing me up.
Out of turn 2. Back straightaway. There's Waltrip. He goes a lap down.
Look at Gant.
Here comes Earnhardt. Here comes Earnhardt to unlap himself. Earnhardt moves to second. Gant can roll and coast down the bank into the line. He's out of gas. Earnhardt comes by. Harry Gant coasts across the line to win the Budweiser 500. 17th career victory. I told you, I told you, I told you.
Why would they do it at 5 laps ago?
Hard to believe, but true. Gant the winner, Earnhardt second. Waltrip third, Wallace and Irvin. We'll be right back and sort it all out. Harry Gant beats Dale Earnhardt by 24 seconds.
Today we're going to prepare a spicy little thing. You're going to like it, I guarantee. Took all the hottest things in your kitchen and put them in one big pot. Ooh, that look good already. Took the whole thing and lowered it slow like in the water. Now you stir real fast. And just watch it cook.
In America, your car doesn't just get you from here to there. It's a part of your life. To give your car complete protection, Texaco has developed Haviland Formula 3 motor oil. With not one, but 3 kinds of protection against heat stress, starting friction, and engine dirt. Haviland Formula 3. Add more life to your car.
All of these championship-winning drivers have one thing in common: Goodyear Racing Eagles. The race-winning technology that's found in the Goodyear Racing Eagles can also be found in the world's best-selling line of high-performance street tires, Goodyear Eagle Street Radials. The champions know, and it's why we say the best tires in the world have Goodyear written all over them.
Oil. It's the lifeblood of your engine. That makes your oil filter your engine's most vital organ. That's why Fram keeps going the extra mile to make the best protection even better. The Fram Extra Guard oil filter. Unique glass fiber paper stops more dirt than any other filter for the best protection ever. Fram Extra Guard. American or import, it's an extra lease on life.
Welcome back to Dover and Victory Lane. Harry Gant has won this race. You won the last race here, and you came in via foot power.
Yeah, we were running out of gas there towards the end, and when I was following Darrell there in second place, they told me to conserve fuel, about 70 laps to go, and so that's what I tried to do. But when I got in front, I wanted to run a little bit harder, and then they said, hey, you're pulling away. He said, back off. So 10 to go, I just run a part throttle, Then 3 laps to go, it was running out all the way around.
Landy Petrie thought for sure they'd have to bring you in. He didn't think you could make it at one point.
Well, it would quit going in the first turn here, but then when you went in the corner and they'd go up the backstretch and the fuel pressure would come back up and it would cut off over here again, and they were giving 2. I said, it'll never make that last lap.
I'm going to give him one right now.
Oh, boy. Carl, great job.
Thank you.
Let's go to Glenn Jarrett real quick.
Darrell Waltrip is crawling from his car right now. Tremendous run out there. Awfully disappointing. You guys thought you could make it.
Yeah, we backed off. I let Harry go to save a little fuel. Thought that he might run out, but didn't think we would. We didn't have any idea we were going to run out. We thought we could make it easy, and we didn't. And congratulations to Harry. And we'll just have to work on the carburetor a little bit, I guess. But the Western Auto Chevy was great all day, and I'm going to say hi to everybody back home. And praise the Lord for a good day. We needed it.
Well, you had an awfully strong run. You got to be pleased about that. Looks like things have turned around for you.
Oh, the team is great. It's been there all year long. We just haven't had any good luck. Today, the luck stuck with us till the very end anyway.
Well, maybe next time it'll go all the way to the checkered flag. Mike Joy?
What a day. Harry Gant runs out of gas at the checkered flag and wins. Dale Earnhardt comes up with second spot. Darrell Waltrip did the right thing by staying out on the racetrack. He got third, and stopping, he would have fallen a little further back. We're showing Waltrip in third, Rusty Wallace fourth, Ernie Irvan fifth. A little different from what you're seeing on the screen. We'll double check that. Scoring now has Wallace in third, Irvan fourth, and Waltrip in fifth. Ricky Rudd in sixth. Hut Strickland, Jimmy Hensley, Morgan Shepherd, and Dick Trickle, the top 10. Davey Allison got an 11th, Alan Kulwicki 12th. There's a look a little further back in the field at the top 20, on through 25th position. There you see Kyle Petty, who soldiered home in 29th, and the rest of the field. Monday, 10 a.m., the Busch Grand National Cars for 200 miles here at Dover, and we'll be here live on TNN. TNN Motorsports exclusive live coverage of the Budweiser 500 from Dover, Delaware, has been brought to you by Budweiser, the king of beers with that clean, crisp, cold taste. Nothing beats a Bud. By Haviland Formula 3 Motor Oil. Add more life to your car. By Goodyear, the unanimous choice of every NASCAR Winston Cup team. And by Fram Oil Filters. Pay a little now or pay a lot later. For Neil Bonnet and Buddy Baker, Glenn Jarrett, Steve Evans, Mike Joy, congratulating Harry Gant and the Skoal Oldsmobile team on their Winston Cup victory here. 10 a.m. tomorrow, Busch Grand National Racing live on TNN. Join us then. So long from Dover, Delaware.
The 34 Classic Street Rod. It's hot, available, very affordable, fun to drive, easy to assemble. Call 1-800-CLASSIC. For more information on this special offering of the 34 Classic Street Rod and other timeless classics from Classic Motor Carriages. Call now, 1-800-CLASSIC.
This week on NHRA Today, the Oklahoma Sooner who's seeking his fortune in Florida. Division 5 comes alive with a Kansas kickoff. Whit Basemore's long, hard climb to funny car success and the baffling ways an oil system performs. From the headquarters of Darrell Gwynn Racing in Davie, Florida, these stories and more on this edition of NHRA Today. Drag racing has known few competitors with the charisma, character, and courage of Darrell Gwynn. Born to the track as son of World Championship sportsman racer Jerry Gwynn, Darrell grew up as everybody's kid brother or surrogate son. We marveled at his immediate success in the alcohol dragster ranks. We celebrated his professional accomplishments, 6 wins in 1989, including the race, Indy's U.S. Nationals. Many of Darrell's dreams vanished on a sad Easter Sunday in 1990 in England, but not all. Paralyzed in body, but not in spirit, Darrell still owns and aggressively captains his Coors Light Top Fuel race team. Today we take you inside his new Built by Dad headquarters and shop in Davie, Florida, just north of his Miami home. Hello everyone and welcome to this edition of NHRA Today. I'm Steve Evans. You know, I can barely get a pickup truck in my garage, let alone a 72-foot big rig. But here in Darrell's new shop, there's plenty of room for the truck and a lot more, as we'll show you in the next half hour. We'll talk to Darrell, his dad, Jerry, and we'll meet a couple of race car drivers he's involved with. But first, let's find out, besides the weather here in South Florida, what's hot. There were several curious technical innovations that debuted in Memphis 2 weeks ago. Kenny Bernstein unveiled a unique outrigger training wheel on the right side of the Budweiser King that observers suspect is designed to counteract torque-induced chassis flex when leaving the starting line. Crew Chief Dale Armstrong wouldn't say.
It's something that we've thought about doing for quite a while to overcome a problem in the car. And I think it shows some promise, but I don't want to give away anything at this point yet.
There was also an innovation in the funny car arena, courtesy of the McDonald's team. Now, you may recall back in Houston, we showed you the stovepipe the team had adopted in an effort to minimize body damage and blower explosions. Well, in Rockingham, they learned to their misfortune that the pipe was not an adequate fix. So from Memphis, car builder Merv McKinney created this 300-square-inch burst panel built into the body in front of the engine. It is held in place by 4 tiny plastic screws that shear under pressure, and the panel remains attached to the car by straps. It's a clever solution to an expensive problem, and it passed its first test with flying colors when the supercharger popped during eliminations without damaging the $20,000 bodywork. And that's what's hot. This Gwynn facility offers a lot more than just a parking place for a top fuel dragster and its carrier. Meet Jerry Gwynn, the man who built this with his own hands. And you know, Jerry, it's got a new shop smell to it.
Well, Steve, we just kind of finished it in the last few days. We're kind of proud to have it.
But it's been on the drawing board for a long time.
Well, yeah, before Darrell's accident, we started with plans and all. We purchased the property long before that, and it's kind of a dream come true for us.
Take us for a quick little tour.
Well, we have plenty of machine area. We have parts storage. We have offices for everybody, and enough room that we can put the transporter and all inside and make it secure.
Hanging all those awards in the hallway might have taken as long as putting the walls up.
Well, that's for sure. The whole wall is full of awards and photos.
And it doesn't look like you're going to grow out of this building.
Well, I hope not. It's about 8 times bigger than where we were before.
Stay with us. When we come back, you'll meet the man who drives Darrell Gwyn's top fueler.
NHRA Today is brought to you by Castrol GTX, the motor oil that provides maximum protection against viscosity and thermal breakdown, and by Mopar Parts and the Chrysler Corporation's dealers who sell and install them.
Inside your smooth-running engine is a torture chamber. And under these grueling conditions, only one leading motor oil in every grade meets the world's toughest requirements for viscosity breakdown. Castrol. Castrol provides maximum protection against viscosity and thermal breakdown. So use Castrol. After all, why make things tougher on your engine? Castrol GTX, engineered for today's smaller cars.
Behold the passion and pageantry of the noble warrior within. Armed with a Snapper recycling mulcher mower with its 2x2 split level blade. 2 blades for the way up, 2 blades for the way down. Their Ninja 2x2 blade cuts every blade of grass who knows how many times. It's also handy that I don't have to take the time to beg. Looks like I did. Snapper. Anything less just won't mulch it. Now pay nothing down and no payments until October.
On the surface, it's a perfect neighborhood. Everything's so well maintained. But beneath the surface, there could be trouble brewing in the septic system. Ask anyone who's had a backup. Better to maintain your system. Regular maintenance, including Rid-X, helps keep your septic system free-flowing and helps prevent backup. Look beneath the surface. Use Rid-X once a month.
If you have fine or thinning hair, a heavy hairspray can plaster it down so it looks like you have even less. But Consor's special light spray doesn't weigh hair down, so your hair looks fuller as it holds all day. Consor, the fine mist for fine hair.
We all have a basic need. That need is for water, pure, clean, and clear. Join TNN in their conservation project. Pure water, pure country.
Welcome back to NHRA Today at the world headquarters of DGR, Darrell Gwyn Racing. Meet Darrell himself. Boy, what a job your dad's done with this facility.
He sure has, Steve. Thank you. And I'm real proud of my dad. And my dad spent a lot of hours each day building this place and preparing it. And he basically built it for me, and that makes me feel pretty good. As you can tell, the wide hallways and some of the cafe doors. And there's a lot of thought and a lot of effort and time by my father that went into this place, and means a lot to me.
You're a businessman, and in here you can do business.
That's right. I can do business in here. I can look out the glass and see what's going on out in the shop, and go right next door into my exercise room and do a little therapy each day. So it kind of is real convenient for me.
Well, this is the perfect time to meet the man that drives this man's top fuel dragster. Here's Dave McClellan with the story.
Palm trees and tropical temperatures are not familiar surroundings for an Oklahoma native, but for Michael Brotherton, home is where the shop is. Southern Florida at Darrell Gwyn Racing.
He's one of the most personable guys out here. He's good for the sponsors. He's done real well with the media. He handles himself real well, plus he's a hard worker and a good driver.
Jerry and Darrell and everybody that's with their team has been with their team for a long, long time. And they were around when I first got my license. We've raced a lot together. A little bit like coming home.
The Gwyns have just a real family-oriented organization, and we do things together socially. Our personal lives are intermingled with each other.
Michael has a reputation in the sport as a tireless worker. He has had his own operations in Top Alcohol and Top Fuel, and was crew chief for Gene Snow in 1991. As driver of the Coors Silver Bullet Special, his responsibilities have changed, but his goals have not.
We want to win drag racing. We want to win not only drag racing, but the World Championship. A lot of teams, the drivers don't work on the car. And I'm not saying that's bad, because I don't know if it's good or bad. But I've always worked on all the cars that I've been involved with. It helps me from a standpoint, I like to work on cars. They let me do the cylinder heads because it lets me work on the car, and it's really not a high-pressure job between rounds, and I can go in there and I can keep busy between rounds. To me, it makes a difference. My philosophy of wanting to work on the car, being involved with a hands-on type attitude is the same attitude that Daryl always had. And I think we think a lot alike as far as the overall goals and seeing the overall picture of the direction that a team should go.
Michael and Beth married almost 2 years ago in Texas after meeting at a drag race.
The day he got married was the day before the Dallas race. He's extremely easygoing and laid back and nice. He doesn't change into this different personality on the track. He doesn't become another person. He's the same person there that he is at home.
We're not off the track very much, but when we are, I like to spend time with my wife. Got a couple of new additions to the family, got a couple of cats, which we've been trying to have pets for the last 3 years, but when you move as much as we have, it's pretty difficult.
You might say I'm an animal lover more so, I guess, than anything else. A little kitty came to my door hurt, and I took him to the vet, and it was going to take him 10 days to heal. Well, after I had him 10 days, I couldn't give him up.
When we do get a chance, we like to relax. Got down to the beach for the first time last weekend to just look around. We didn't have time to spend down there, but we're going to go back. Just a pretty simple guy, actually probably pretty boring, but the normal things. You know, just spend a little time at home and spend some time with my wife and the pets and do a little fishing.
Not even halfway through his first season driving for the Gwins, Michael has had peaks and valleys. A crash in Pomona, low qualifier in Houston, only to smoke the tires in round 2. And in Memphis, he made it to the finals, but lost to Corey Mack. But if working hard is what it takes, Michael Brotherton is ready.
I just like to work. I can't imagine myself not being real busy or working hard, no matter what I do. But I really like drag racing. When you enjoy your work that much, well, you just work a lot harder at it. If it shows, well, I'm glad it shows.
Well, that was Michael Brotherton on tape. This is Michael Brotherton in person in really a neat area of the shop, Mike.
Kind of our kitchen area, kind of where we can come and relax, grab a Coke. The guys' lockers are over here behind me, and a refrigerator, microwave, the usual stuff in the kitchen.
You got it all, but you didn't quite have it all in Memphis 2 weeks ago. Got to that final round so close to the first big one.
Oh, closer than I've ever been, and we worked real hard for it. Unfortunately, we flat got outrun. I got to give Corey fair warning. We're going to try not to ever let it happen again, but they were running good.
Daryl says he likes you most because of your total commitment to this team, your dedication to winning.
I appreciate that. I think that's what it takes. Daryl was always that way, and I think if you're going to wind up being a world champion, everybody's going to have to do that.
It'll come soon.
I hope so.
You know, Michael is not only a fine driver, he's a tremendous fuel crew chief. You may want to watch this week's Big Daddy Don Garlis Tech Check. Might even learn something.
One of the most difficult problems in top fuel racing is how do you keep one of these 7,000 RPM, 5,000 horsepower engines lubricated when they go down the drag strip. All is fine and dandy at the starting line when the engine is sitting there idling and the oil is returning to the pan in its normal fashion, running through these baffles down to the pump pickup, going through these big lines to the pump. But the moment that the driver engages a clutch and steps on the throttle and the car exceeds 1 gravity, the engine thinks that it's setting in this position, whereupon all the oil drains back to the back of the pan and is thrashed around by the crankshaft real hard. There's a lot of froth being built up in here. So the drivers have these pans in here and big pumps, special lines, and there's even some thought about going to dry sump. And we'll have more on dry sumps later.
Here you see just a few of the T-shirts that Daryl Gwynn has acquired over the years. And before we leave, there'll be another one from the new Diamond P Sportswear collection. And speaking of this trophy case, understand all of this was earned in less than 10 years of driving. And it all began with a membership in the National Hot Rod Association. You too can join NHRA for just $48 a year. You get 48 issues of National Dragster, lots of other goodies. And if you call the number on your screen right now, well, you'll get absolutely free a copy of the Diamond P video, Drag Racing 1990. So make that call. Now this weekend, there's WDRS action all over the country. Try to check it out.
There's only one way to go for high performance, off-road or traditional replacement parts and accessories. Key Parts Auto Stores. Gabriel, gas rider struts and light truck shock absorbers offer the best ride and performance. Their custom-tuned valving and gas pressure improve your vehicle's handling and ride comfort. Call 1-800-453-4000 for your nearest Key Parts Auto Store and for your Key Parts catalog. Just $249 and packed with hundreds of dollars in discount coupons.
The intelligent engineering that powered this Oldsmobile to a world record 257 miles per hour now moves a new Oldsmobile to over 30 highway miles per gallon. Introducing Achieva by Oldsmobile. Never has so much thought gone into this much fun. Oldsmobile, the power of intelligent engineering.
To be the best deer hunter you can be, it takes knowledge and experience. Hi, folks. This is Jackie Bushman, the Buckmaster, and you'll gain both when you read all 6 issues of the Buckmaster's Whitetail magazine. Whether you're a gun or bow hunter, we'll bring you up to date on the newest innovations to hit the sport, how-to articles to advance your hunting skills, and humorous deer hunting tales by deer hunters just like you. You'll also receive your choice of a real tree or blazed orange hunting cap, a vehicle decal, a handsome embroidered patch, a sample of snow seal and sport wash, a booklet on how game animals see the ultraviolet spectrum, and 1 quality scent from Wellington Outdoors. Your total membership package retails for over $50, but is yours today for only $20.
Call now, 1-800-238-9300. That's 1-800-238-9300, and become a Buckmaster today.
I'm Jim Varney, and I'm a member of Buckmasters, and you can be too. All you need is a set of antlers, like this, non-typical.
Welcome back, everyone. In addition to the large area for the Top Fuel team, Jerry Gwynn has also designed into this complex 4 smaller shops that should be perfect in size for their sportsman racing friends here in the Miami area. Sportsman racers in the Midwest, well, they just came off a big weekend in Topeka. Bob Fry was there.
Almost 400 competitors lined up for the tip-off event Winston Drag Racing Series for Division 5. Now, the field at Heartland Park, Topeka, included nearby Augusta, Kansas competitor Todd Patterson. It wasn't long ago that this second-generation driver had to choose between 2 of his loves, racing and basketball.
I played varsity basketball for 2 years at Augusta High School, and then proceeded to go to Butler County Community College, where I played for 1 year and basically hung it up because I didn't have enough time to do both. I think it's helped carry over into the racing part of it. It's the competitiveness of sports. It's kind of helped me deal with the pressures of driving a car under pressure situations.
Patterson feels that his basketball conditioning has really helped, but it's his father's influence that put him over the top. Todd's dad, Alan, won the 1979 Winter Nationals, and now the younger Patterson has put together 7 national event wins, including the Gator Nationals this season. Not only does Todd's basketball ability set him apart from a lot of the other drivers, but so does the color of his car. After all, there are not many tan or beige-colored cars in racing.
Our previous car was a black Corvette, and we found ourselves wiping it off more than we was working on it. So the next car, we had told ourselves that we got to come up with a better color. My dad had purchased a 71 Monte Carlo for my mom at the time, and it was the tan color that we now use. You know, could sit around for 2 or 3 weeks and not be washed, and it would still appear to be clean.
Incidentally, for you trivia buffs, one of Todd's wins came in a car that wasn't tan. Last year, Patterson won at the Super Nationals in a borrowed car, while his current Lumina was being built. At this race, Todd qualified his Lumina 4th, but his day came to an end when he was defeated by David Nickens. The comp final featured Mexican Arturo Delgado in the far lane and Decatur, Illinois' David Billingsley. Arturo gets off the line first as David's car did a wheelie, and that's all Delgado needed to get his first NHRA win.
He's very excited for him, and he wants to gain again. He try, and he's so strong, so close, very close.
Now here are the rest of the winners from Division 5. For NHRA Today, I'm Bob Fry.
There is no area in this facility more important than the one you're looking at, the exercise room, because Darrell Gwynn is determined to someday step out of that chair. And Tony Mills, you're with him every day in here. What's the regimen?
Well, after lunch, what we try to do is come in here and do a little bit of exercise, stretch Darrell, make sure his lower extremities get enough stretch to where he has a little more range of movement, and that's real important for people that are paralyzed.
If Darrell ever needs any encouragement, all he has to do is look at the wall behind me. Get well messages from Michael Jackson to George Bush.
Castrol presents the GTX Pipeline, the latest news from the world of drag racing.
The fields are set for next month's 8th annual TRW All-Stars to be held during the Spring Nationals weekend. And just as in the past, a stellar field of sportsman superstars will be taking part. Over $70,000 in prize money will be up for grabs among racers competing in the 8 sportsman categories. Eliminations begin on Saturday, June 13th at 11 a.m., so be sure to catch the excitement.
351, a great last time there.
Inside your smooth-running engine is a torture chamber. And under these grueling conditions, only one leading motor oil in every grade meets the world's toughest requirements for viscosity breakdown. Castrol. Castrol provides maximum protection against viscosity and thermal breakdown. So use Castrol. After all, why make things tougher on your engine? Castrol GTX, engineered for today's smaller cars.
Behold the passion and pageantry of the noble warrior within. Armed with a snapper recycling mulcher mower with its 2x2 split-level blade. 2 blades for the way up, 2 blades for the way down. Their Ninja 2x2 blade cuts every blade of grass who knows how many times.
It's also handy that I don't have to take the time to bag. Looks like I did.
Snapper. Anything less just won't mulch it. Now pay nothing down and no payments until October.
There's only one way to go for high-performance off-road or traditional replacement parts and accessories. Key Parts Auto Stores. Gabriel, gas rider struts, and light truck shock absorbers offer the best ride in performance. Their custom-tuned valving and gas pressure improve your vehicle's handling and ride comfort. Call 1-800-453-4000 for your nearest Key Parts Auto Store. And for your Key Parts catalog, just $249 and packed with hundreds of dollars in discount coupons.
On the surface, it's a perfect neighborhood. Everything's so well maintained. But beneath the surface, there could be trouble brewing in the septic system. Ask anyone who's had a backup. Better to maintain your system. Regular maintenance, including Rid-X, helps keep your septic system free-flowing and helps prevent backup. Look beneath the surface. Use Rid-X once a month.
Welcome back, everyone. Darrell, in addition to running your own Top Fuel dragster, you've been helping out funny car racer Whit Bazemore, and he has been flying.
Well, thanks, Steve. It's a group effort, but I started helping him in Atlanta last year, and they showed signs of improvement, definitely. They were down to their last nickel and had burned quite a few cars, and I can remember not too long ago that there was some other kids traveling around the country trying to make ends meet, and it just felt right at home to help them guys.
Well, here is a little off-track profile on Whit Bazemore. Thousands of photos of drag racers have graced the pages of motorsports publications. But one funny car racer, Whit Bazemore, actually started his career in high school on the other side of the camera.
The photography thing just kind of happened. It was a way to go to the track. It was a reason to be in someone's pit area. It was a good excuse to get to talk to somebody. I had a lot of good Fortune 500 clients, RJR, Pepsi, Ford Motorcraft. And when you work with companies like that that are so involved in racing, you're going to learn the marketing side of the sport somewhat. And it was really good for me because I did learn a tremendous amount, and it opened a lot of doors.
And despite phenomenal success as a photographer at a very young age, Whit still had a burning desire to pursue his childhood dream.
I became occupied with trying to cross over the guardrail, to go from being a photographer to actually driving.
By age 22, Whit entered his first Formula Ford event and finished an impressive second in only his 3rd race. In 1986, he got his top alcohol funny car license and his first full-time job, driving. Witt switched gears in '87 and returned to road racing, but this time on a motorcycle.
It was really good for me to learn the restraint of staying within my own limits and yet trying to go quick. It was a great experience. I learned a lot and actually really liked it. So it's something I try to do now, is to ride as often as I can. It keeps me in physical shape and it helps me develop my concentration a little more.
And it's that concentration, dedication, and determination that has helped Witt reach the pinnacle of his racing career. Nitro Funny Car.
I think I'm motivated by the fact that I want to be the best. I think I've got the ability to be very good at what I do, and that is to drive race cars.
Even the devastating fires the team experienced in 1990 at Indy and 91 in Gainesville haven't discouraged this team spirit.
That would have put a lot of guys out, and my team got behind me and worked really hard to get the car back together, and they sacrificed a tremendous amount so we could continue racing. You know, we've been on a steep uphill curve trying to get to the top, and if we can continue going uphill, then that's okay. We want to get to the top. And it's a long, hard road up there, and a lot of guys, it took a lot of guys a long time, and it's taking us a long time too. And we're nowhere near where we want to be, but I think we're definitely on the right road. And if we can continue, then we'll be real happy. I think that's the American dream, is to go out there and make something of yourself, do what you want to do, what makes you happy, and become successful at it. And I think we're certainly living that dream. It hasn't been easy, and there are a lot of sacrifices, but it can be done. You know, Witt Bazemore is driving a Fuel Funny car.
Well, this half hour has certainly flown by, but we will be back next weekend, Saturday and Sunday, at our usual times, no program shuffling. And when we see you, we'll have a feature on the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company. You'll meet a wonderful young woman who brings a delightful presence to every event she attends, and we'll have the first of the National Dragster Alcohol Showdowns. For all of us here at NHRA Today, I'm Steve Evans. Thanks for watching on TNN.
NHRA Today has been sponsored by Castrol GTX, engineered for today's smaller cars, and by Mopar Parts and the Chrysler Corporation's dealers who sell and install them. Promotional consideration provided for and a fee paid by this special offer from Diamond P.
Diamond P Sports brings you all the drama, excitement, and explosive action of the 1991 NHRA Championship drag racing season in the thrilling video Drag Racing 91. Don Perdone continues his emergence in the Top Fuel ranks, as does Kenny Bernstein in only their second seasons in the Top Gun class, while in Funny Car, John Force fights off challengers to his title. Plus, Drag Racing 91 recaps all the battles and thrilling moments in the Pro Stock division. To get your copy of Drag Racing 91, call 1-800-733-8700 or send check or money order plus shipping and handling to this address. Visa and MasterCard accepted, no CODs.
And by Mac Friends, America's largest Mac-only store, provider of Macintosh computer solutions to NHRA.